I will put the 4 hours. Basically what's happening, we are doing lower lows from this high. We made this bearish engulfing, and we did like this 3 follow-up going lower. We came back down to test the 100 here. We bounced up, but then this big area here of resistance, we are just rejecting it. And let's see what, it's the daily, will close in 30 minutes. So we are still above the 21, but I think we will close below. But even if we close above, we are doing lower lows from the top. Let's see what we do. The resistance is here on these closes, and especially here on the 9.6. We need to start closing above this candle here, at least from here, or even here, to try to push higher. For now, we are just doing lower low. This dip was lower low, this dip was a lower low, and the big area I see as a big bounce, it's this one, because we didn't test it up. And then we have this one here, we didn't test it up, as I said before. We just went up straight without coming back down to test it. And even this one here, this is the big test for me of Bitcoin, the 6.9 area. If we go below here and we start closing below here, or below here, we will come down. So for now we are just doing lower lows here. Indicators are also pointing down. This is the 4 hours. As we see, we are already below this week here as well, below this area. And yeah, so let's see what it does. For now, it's just, I'm on a short from 9.6 from this area here. As soon as I was seeing, I did a short from here, and then I closed it, and then I saw this, then I saw it. Sorry for this. Just trying to explain my way of thought, of thinking. And yes, so then as soon as we came down, we came with this big candle to test resistance, which was all this area here. We didn't pass, and now we are just grinding down, and we will come down. So I think this is the top of Bitcoin for a while. My internet is a bit slow at the moment. I hope the video is doing okay, and I'll just do as I said. Okay, this is a bit messy, but I'm going to explain a bit very fast my way of thought on all this. I'll explain on this chart, on the BitMEX chart, which is more clean and easy to understand. But the internet is quite slow. Okay, so I made this here, so with some colors, so to explain my way of thought, my way of thinking. And from now, so we have these big trend lines that come from the 20K and the 14K, and we have this one here. Last time we had this one here, we made the top here and we came down. This one here, that comes from here, see, this one closed below, this one come to test it, to come down, and now we are already below the big one. So we are just doing lower lows and closing below the big resistance of this big trend line. So this was just a fake out to come, and now the big support, as we see from 2018 and 2019, this is from the 6.8, 5.8 here, which is the big support we need to hold. If we close below, we crash again. But we need to hold this. I think we will have a big bounce on this trend line, but then I don't know if we manage to go higher. If we go higher, we come to test this one, But if we come higher here, we still keep doing lower lows and then maybe back down. Or if we manage to start closing above these supports, we can go higher. For me, we are coming down personally, but it's level by level. I don't mind what, I just read what the market says. I don't care about predictions. So, but yes, so this is what's happening, doing lower lows. And then the big support will be here on this trend line that comes from the past. But now I will come back to the other chart. We bounced from this area, but I will show on the other chart, on the bit stamp chart, to show my, so we bounce from this trend line here, we bounce from this one here. If we manage to close above this trend line, we can push to the 1.2, 1.1, and then let's see what it does. If we manage to close above 1.2 or 10.9, 1.2, we can go to this trend line, this brown one here, to go to the higher levels. So it's level by level, understand what the market says. If we don't close, we start closing below this big trend line, the brown one here, which I think we will have from the 6.9, the big bounce. If we start closing below, I'll just open this. So we have these trend lines that come from 2015. So this is the brown ones that I already showed above. These two brown ones, this is the areas we are inside this area here. We have this one, this is the one we bounced from this week to this week, we bounced exactly. And we still have these two that comes. This is about reading the past to understand what's happening in the future. This is what charting and investing and trading it's all about. So we had these two trend lines that were created in 2015 from the big crash, and we created this support here and the wick. So I made these two because of the support plus the wick. Okay. Sorry about the internet. So if we start closing below the big support or the 5.8, we had also this trend line, which for me is my bet on Bitcoin. I have orders on 1.3 because of the support that was never tested, and 2.8, 2.9 that it was never tested. But I also have this trend line here that was created on the last bounce, and it's coming down. And this trend line, it's coming down. And here in July, mid-July this year, it will touch this first trend line on the 2.850. So this is my prediction. As a prediction, I don't know what will happen. We can go up from 6.9 or even higher, 7.5, who knows, but personally, I see Bitcoin coming for a big bounce here, then maybe going up to the 5.8 or 5.2, 5.4, even higher, and then suddenly back down. And then we can go to the 2.5 or to this trend line around to April, May 2021. And then we will go to the 2.5 and we touch the other trend line. And if we don't go to the 1.3, but if we start coming to these levels, we can have a big wick down to 1.3, This is where I have these two areas, lines. I have orders here, and then the big wick up, close above here, and then you will have the big bull run of Bitcoin. This is what I'm seeing as a prediction, but it might never happen. So for now, area by area, we need to hold this brown trend line on the 6.9 to push higher, and then we can even come to this brown one, to the 14, 16, even more, or even 20K, 40K, 100K, who knows. So this is area by area and reading what the market is saying. 20 minutes for a Bitcoin to close, to daily close. And we have the weekend. Normally we have big dumps on the weekend. Indicators are pointing down here on the daily, so as I said, I think we will come down. Sorry, I forgot to press the automatic. So as we see, 20 minutes to go. We are already below. We are coming below the previous candle, but still 20 minutes. So we are getting the volatility now, but we are already below this week and the big resistance, as I said, which is here on this area, 9.5. I'm repeating, so first bounce might be here if we don't close a few candles above, or have a big wick up from here. Okay, here, and then here, and then here, and then if we close below here or here, we will come down, and then we might have a big bounce here on the 5.4 area. And I think from here, because we come up, when we came down here, we have this wick to here, touch these two big candles as support, which was very easy to spot, understand this was very bullish after this big wick, but we never come to test this area of 5.4. So because of that, and I always work like on the support and resistance, we can have a big bounce here, but who knows. Okay, so this is it. Let's see what we do now. We need to, it's better we close below here. If not, maybe we can come back one more time, but let's see. I will keep the 4 hours open. So we have it's getting it to a big dark mole. 19 minutes to go, and yeah, so this is what's happening. I see the 200 moving average, which actually is aligned now as a double bottom here, but the area, it will be here. So level by level. We can come down here